Have you ever thought about taking your existing property and adding an additional unit, whether it's to house a family member or to provide additional income? Or perhaps you're looking for a new home and you see the potential of adding an additional unit to that property to start getting some income. We call these units auxiliary dwelling units, and they're extremely popular right now. We used to call them mother-in-law units, but times have changed, and now we're allowed to rent these out in most places. Matter of fact, Oregon zoning law specifically makes it very easy to add an ADU compared to what it used to be like. So here's the interesting thing. Recently, Fannie Mae and FHA have updated some guidelines that now allow you to put a manufactured home ADU on the property, and they gave you some pretty cool stuff to go along with it. So you can buy a small manufactured home for far less than you can build in most cases, place it on your property, start earning income right away, or get mom in the home right away. Here's the cool part. If you do this by financing it with Fannie Mae, Fannie Mae will give you 100% of the future income on that auxiliary dwelling unit for qualifying purposes. So let's say that unit's going to rent for $1,500 a month and you're making $5,000 a month. Now you're making $6,500 a month for qualifying purposes. Makes it very easy to get the additional costs of the ADU financed into the deal. Okay. FHA is a little different. They only allow 50%, but still it's better than zero. And both of them allow you to take a stick-built home and put a manufactured home addition on this. Now, the reason this came up for me in the last few days is I actually did a tour a couple of days ago of a home called, or a business called Hope Community Homes. It's here in Eugene, and they build affordable manufactured homes. They got their start with St. Vincent de Paul, and they right now they've been building one type of home. It's a 2-bedroom home, a little over 900 square feet, and it's a single wide. Your very standard single wide home, but it happens to work in a lot of cases very, very well for an ADU. Additionally, they're working on another home that it's a little more modern looking. It's a smaller home, a little under 600 square feet, which makes it perfect again for an ADU. And it can even be crane lifted into the property. So it's just sick that you can do this. You could, even if you don't have access to get the home in, you may very well be able to likely, rather than moving fences and doing things to move the home around your home, you may be able to lift it right over the top of your home and place it in your backyard. So super cool and super economical. The price point on the current single wide's around $70,000, and they're looking at between $60,000 and $70,000 depending on ADA upgrades, etc. on the smaller unit. So really a great opportunity to get into a home. They are nothing fancy. They're all essentially built the same material, same components, same floor plan, but just amazing what they've been able to do. On top of that, you're helping the community. Hope Community Homes is not only tied to St. Vincent de Paul, but they're also tied to Lane County, the Lane County Educational Service District. And they bring students in, and they actually have a classroom. I did the tour. They have a classroom where they teach high school kids about construction. And then they get them actually out there building on the homes. And according to the person that did my tour, up to 20% of all the hours on these homes, which are really well constructed, by the way, up to 20% of the hours is coming from high school students in their vocational program. So it's just a great way to get a home that works. It's a great way to support a local business, support the kids at Lane ESD, and develop some additional income. The cool thing about this is when we start talking about Fannie, they have programs that allow you to finance in the construction of the ADU. I know I mentioned that just a little bit before, but you can put as little as 3.5% down on an FHA loan if you were to buy a new place and include the cost of the ADU, and as little as 5% down on what we call home style renovation through Fannie Mae, and buy the ADU and install the ADU, cover all the expenses and everything. So it doesn't have to be something completely out of pocket. right? Because you're looking, if your price point's 70,000, you got 30,000 for setup, and then you've got another 25, 30,000 in hookups. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna run. You're still gonna be in $125,000, $150,000, but that's with permits, install, moving, everything. So it's really, really an affordable way, especially if you can finance it, to start developing a very nice income. Okay, putting this in perspective and then closing here. If you had to increase your loan amount by $150,000 to make this happen, that's going to cost you somewhere around $900 a month. But you could easily rent this unit for potentially $1,500 or higher, depending on where it's located. So it could be a fantastic way for you to get some additional cash flow, add to the value of the property, and heck, if you need extended living, I mean, how do you put a price on it? So if you need information about me or Hope, just PM me. We can get you the information on the loan program. We can get you more information on what Hope is doing. And I look forward to hearing from you.